Whew.
Welcome to episode 180 of the Hurricane Mike Show, where today we'll be recapping but not capping the New Orleans Saints 8-point victory over the Tennessee Titans yesterday, 34-26. Saints 6-10. Titans are 3-13. Rip. But man, Atlanta finna lose by 50 tonight and on Sunday. Because why that?
Because the fail can't suck, my boy.
Yeah, read it and weep. Yeah. Let's talk about this game. This is the first time the Saints scored 30 points the entire year. So let's get into it. First quarter, and this game was in Nissan Stadium, so shout out to them. Yep, over there in Nashville. First quarter, Titans outscored the Saints 6-0. Second quarter, Titans outscored us 14-10. Third quarter, Saints outscored the Titans 10-3. Fourth quarter, Saints outscored them 14-3 to win 34-26. Connor says, "Sup, fellas? Nice cowboy hat." Yeah. Yeah, what's good, Connor? Yep. Dad, what is the main thing from the Saints' victory over Tennessee?
The main thing is that we wake up this morning knowing that we have a football team that's on a 4-game winning streak. Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
I mean, you said that earlier this season, like, we're going to go on a 4-game winning streak. No, nobody even thought. But, yep, we at 4 and counting. Still one more to go. Got to finish strong.
Yeah. Connor said, Kerry Jones had a great day carrying the football. Kerry Jones not a player, but okay. Let's look at the scoring summary. I ain't gonna lie, the first half, I'm like, man, what is going on here? But I think we got to look at things with a different perspective. You see, in the first half, I was like, man, I had the Dennis Allen and the Dennis Allen mindset, where it's like in the first half, you knew the Saints were not going to make no second half adjustments. But do you know why Kellen Moore is doing a good job right now? Do you know why Shuck's doing a good job? Shuck is not letting the haters get to him. Kellen Moore is making second half adjustments. Like the first half was a pretty no. In fact, let's go over the scoring summary. First quarter, Titans got 2 field goals. With 9:10 left, Joey Sly hit a 50-yarder, and then he hit a 38-yarder with 4:31 to go, so the Titans were up 6-0. And then second quarter, Cam Ward threw a 43-yard touchdown on fourth down to Chigga Conquell, where Kool-Aid McKinstry tried stripping the ball and just ended up looking like a goofy, but you know what? It's cool. Titans went up 13-0. But then with 5:53, Charlie Smith redeemed himself for a missed field goal early in the game, hitting a 56-yard field goal to make it 13-3. And then with 3:51 to go in the second quarter, Cam Ward tried to pass the ball but was sacked by Chase Young. And Chase Young literally took the ball out of Cam Ward's hands and was like, okay, deuces, and just started running to the end zone. It wasn't that was not a scoop and score. That was a take and score, grab and score. The ball never even touched the ground, and yet he still fumbled the ball. Cam Ward, Chase Young took that ball and he was like, thank you. It was like taking candy from a sweet little baby, man. Cam Ward did this. I didn't even see it coming. Chase Young is like, man, this is my ball. Do this. But yeah, so that made it 13-10. But then with 16 seconds to go in the half, Cam Ward hit Alec Iverman for a 7-yard touchdown after an egregious PI call on Justin Reed. It was the right call. Just, why did you have to do that? Hey, Jerry, what's going on, fellas? Talking about this win. Victory Monday, it is. Man, earlier this season, we were saying, man, every time we won a game, and we got Victory Monday, and we're not going to get many of those, but hey, this is the first time in Saints history the Saints have won every single game in the month of December. Even when we won the Super Bowl, we weren't doing this. So it's like, man, this is crazy. But yeah, Titans went up 20-10 going into the half, and in the second half, Kellen Moore did what he does best. Second half, like look at all the wins the Saints have this season. The Giants game, you were up at halftime, but you were down 14-3. Panthers game, you're down 7-3. Buccaneers game, you were down 17-14. Panthers game, you were down 17-7. And Jets game, Titans game though, you were down 20-10. The biggest lead, I guess, was 13-0. But so it's like the Saints, they're a second half team. And I don't know if y'all remember, but when Sean Payton and Drew Brees was here, the Saints were also a second half team. Yeah. Connor said Jerry Falcon fans wanted another quarterback named Malik Willis. Y'all already have 2 quarterbacks for us team. Look, Connor, that's just I'm pretty sure you're commenting on the video I made earlier and the community post I made earlier. Look, they just like they always get mad at us for stating the obvious. But it's like, don't shoot the messenger. It's like, y'all remember what I think it was last year. Atlanta signed Kirk Cousins for $180 million, I want to say. And then they drafted Penix. And every single person named Mama that was an Atlanta fan was saying, oh, Kirk Cousins, man, he's the future. Hey, Kirk's only playoff win was against the Saints. So, yeah, Kirk's going to own the Saints. And yet the Saints is the reason for Kirk's downfall. Then Kirk started sucking. And then Michael Penix got in the thing. And, oh, boy, he was, whoo-wee. Man, you could tell them fans none. They were saying, man, Penix going to win MVP. That's my quarterback winning the division. Tyler Shuck has played in started 8 games, and he already has a better record than Michael Penix, who's been on Atlanta since last year. He already has a better record. And don't give me just the Titans. Man, who was Penix going up against last year? He went up against the Giants and won. Good for him. But yeah, let's get back to this though. Yeah, we just got to beat Atlanta week 18. Man, look, we better. If we lose, I won't be like pissed off as I probably should be. But well, I don't know. I say stuff and then it might not be the case. But just beat Atlanta, man. If we beat Atlanta, then the 5-game winning. If we end the season on a 5-game winning streak, man. Yeah. Even if we lose to Atlanta and the Atlanta fans get all this, oh, we beat y'all, we swept y'all, we have a better future than them regardless. So, yeah. Atlanta, y'all should sweep us, to be honest with you, because of how all the crap you be saying that the Saints terrible. Y'all should sweep. Like, that should not be an accomplishment for you. But, yeah. And also the Saints, they might finish second in the division. But anyways, back to this. 10:39 left in the third quarter. Tyler Shuck hit a 19-yard touchdown pass to Chris Olave to make it 20-17. Whiteside comes back with a 28-yard field goal where it looked like Titans were going to get a touchdown, but the Saints defense held in the red zone. Titans went up 23-17. With 151, Charlie Smythe hit another 57-yard field goal, 50-plus-yard field goal to make it 23-20. From 57 yards. And then with 12:50 to go in the fourth quarter, Joey Slye came back with a 58-yard field goal, which is the day of the kickers. And Titans went up 26-20. And Tyler Shuck hit a touchdown pass to Kevin Austin with 6:26 left in the fourth quarter to go up 27-26. And then Audric Estime with 3:54 left ran in for a 32-yard touchdown in one of the most probable things. Saints went 34-26. But now let's get to the main man, Tyler Shuck. Man, 22 for 27, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns. Should have had 3, but he had 2 touchdowns. Was sacked twice and had a 142.7 quarterback rating. How do you feel about Tyler Shuck, a.k.a. the man with the plan who's better QB than Atlanta's man? How do you feel about Shuck?
Well, Shuck's arrow keeps going up. He keeps the heck with developing anymore. He is what he is now. He's a great quarterback in this league. There you go. I said it. I think he's arrived already. These are some grown man numbers he's putting up now. It's not, rookie numbers trying to figure out how to play this game. No, he's there already. We need to, get to the mindset right now of building around this guy and, helping him out.
Yeah, most definitely. In fact, hold on. I want to see if I can do this real quick. So I'm gonna try to play a video. Look, I love this guy's content. I think this is probably one of the best YouTubers on the platform when it comes to football wise. But even him, he was not a big fan of Tyler Shuck. I mean, he's not a Saints fan, so why would he? Why would he be? You know, Connor said best QB in the NFC South is Tyler already. Now, not Baker Mayfield, not Bryce Young, not Kirk Cousins. There's no other than Tyler Shuck. Yeah, Dad, did you know how much passing yards Bryce Young had yesterday?
I know they got stomped, so probably not a lot.
The man threw 24 passes, completed 14 of them. You've been like, okay, what is that? Like maybe 100 yards, like 110. The man had 54 yards. You know, there was actually. So, do you know who Cody Ford is by chance?
No.
Well, he is an offensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals, who against the Cardinals had more receiving yards than anybody on the Panthers.
Nice.
It was like, man, and like Kirk Cousins, the man about to retire next year or something. I don't know, but it's like, hold on, let's hear what hold on. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. And like I said, I actually like this guy's content. Most of the stuff, like I didn't even knock him when he made this, but let's hear what he had to say about Tyler Shuck.
Okay, so first award we're going to predict, getting all the fake ones out of the way, is going to be the Bust of the Year award. Someone who was drafted to make an impact this year, and I just don't think they will. Are you ready? My prediction is Tyler Shuck. Now, I do want to say I almost said Jackson Dart just because the reception when he was drafted was very similar to what I heard when Daniel Jones was drafted. But after looking into the two and watching tape of the two more than I probably should have this morning because it's late now, I just don't think Shuck looks that impressive. He can throw the ball hard, he can hit his open targets, and there were some throws where he was really dropping them in there, and you're like, wow, that's pretty good. But more times than not, I feel like I'm watching his receivers just make unbelievable catches. Or, pulling a Jamar Chase where you're catching like a 10 to 12-yard pass and turning it into a really big play. On top of that, this man is about to be 26 years old, and he's currently in a battle with the Saints where he's not signing his rookie contract because he wants a guaranteed 4-year deal. Meaning by the time the Saints were done being forced to pay him, the guy's going to be 30 years old, which not necessarily is going to affect his play, but the longer this entire situation continues, it's less likely he's going to start anyway. Now, much like Xavier Worthy last year, if I'm wrong on this, I will apologize gladly. But this video is about making predictions, good or bad, and I got to make a prediction for the biggest bust of the year, and Tyler Shuck. I look forward to you proving me wrong.
So yeah, that's what Mr. Wyatt had to say about Tyler Shuck, and he wasn't wrong at the time of making that video. I mean, look, and like I said, that's not a knock on Wyatt. I actually love his content, but like, yeah, I mean, that's what the perception was when Tyler Shuck was drafted. A lot of people thought he was going to be a bust. A lot of people thought he was just not going to be good, and he's about to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Like that, how wrong everybody was with this man. Like the guy that was favored to win Offensive Rookie of the Year going into Week 17 was Tedero McMillan, and then it was Tyler Shuck. McMillan just had one reception for 5 yards against the Seahawks. He didn't catch a ball until late fourth quarter. If Shuck even has a decent game against Atlanta, the awards is. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But it's a team sport, so we got to get to other people. Let's talk about this run game. Audric Estime, talk about a coming out party. In the first half, felt like the run game couldn't do anything, but the second half came and it was like, woo! Audric Estime, 14 carries, 94 yards, 6.7 yards a carry, had a touchdown. Longest carries with a 32-yard run that he took to the end zone. Tyler Shuck, 4 carries for 6 yards, 1.5 yards per carry, and his longest run was a 7-yard gain. I was pretty shocked that they didn't do more runs for Shuck, but you know what? It's fine. Evan Hull had 2 carries for 3 yards, 1.5 yards a carry. As long as it was a 3-yard gain. And Taysom Hill had 3 carries, and as long as run was a 1-yard gain. He didn't get any yards. So, how do you feel about the run game after yesterday?
Well, at halftime, I was thinking, what run game? Because we couldn't run the ball. The announcers, said it multiple times that, Shuck's going to have to start slinging this ball around because we cannot run the ball today. And they was right for the most part. So we came out the second half, like you said, made some adjustments, and estimate. Well, after the second half, I was like, man, maybe I know we have a quarterback of the future. Maybe we have a running back of the future now. I mean, at the very least, between Estimate and Devin Neal and maybe even Evan Hull, I mean that could be a good stable of running backs for the future. And maybe Alvin Kamara sticks around for another year to help mentor that group. And so I'm definitely feeling a lot better about the running back situation than we did, a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Connor said announcer was Andrew Catalon, Lindsey Taylor, and Gene Steratore. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were commenting the game. Good for them. Jason McCoy was up there. But yeah, that's the thing, Connor.
Charles Davis was one of the commentators, and I know that because I hate Charles Davis. As soon as I saw him on there, I'm like, I can't believe this dude's calling the game. But
what's wrong with Charles?
I mean, I know you don't listen to it because you're probably streaming, but for a good part of the game, you could pretty much guess that he's a Titans fan or something because everything is like, oh, that's the Titans did something, oh, that's what he does or whatever. But if the Saints make a good play, well, that's a miracle because the Titans got a good deep. You can just tell, what camp he's in. Like I told one of my boys, I'm like, John Madden and Pat Summerall not coming through that door anymore. People that used to call the game, the correct way, they don't do it anymore. We got, a bunch of jerks just saying what they're saying, favoring a team over another team. And Charles Davis is pretty much the ringleader of that.
Yeah, Connor said Saints played at camp, now was stadium. But yeah, keep a straight face saying that.
That English.
I don't know. That's the thing. But yeah. I mean, I think Charles Davis is like one of the guys on Madden too, where it's like if you have it as like the generated commentator, Charles Davis I think is always there. So it's like but yeah, So anyways, back on this. But yeah, Saints running game was pretty good. Most of that second half. First half they couldn't get nothing going, but second half they woke up. So about these receiving games, man. Chris Olave, 8 receptions, 119 yards, 14.9 yards reception. Had 1 touchdown, longest reception being a 60-yard bomb. And 11 targets. Connor says that's a comeback stadium. All right. Juwan Johnson got some incentives because he entered the game needing 67 yards to get some type of bonus, and he got it. Juwan Johnson, 4 receptions. He needed 67, and he got 95 yards for 23.8 yards catch. Longest reception being 39-yard gain, and had 4 targets. Dante Pettis, I sincerely hope he is still in Tennessee. He had 3 receptions, 53 yards, 17.7 yards of catch. Long reception was a 32-yard gain, had 4 targets. You would be like, okay, caught 3 passes, 53 yards. That's not bad. The man fumbled the ball, bro. Like, this dude was running to the end zone, and he let that thing slip out. Like, I understand people make mistakes, but if we would have lost that game, woo-wee.
I was saying, like, right after the play, I'm like, cut Dante Pettis right now. I mean, how can you be that unaware of what's going on? I mean, you're about to score, 2 hands on the football. I mean, has he scored a touchdown this year?
No.
So, I mean, you're going to actually score a touchdown this year. 2 hands on the football, please. Jeez.
Yeah, I said as soon as that happened, I'm like, he needs to be cut. I understand, you were missing Mason Tipton. I'm pretty sure you were missing probably somebody else, but it's like, Pettis, no. I understand you've been a veteran, you've been decent for most of your career, but no. Maybe you can say a punt returner or something, but no.
Speaking of fumbles, you probably didn't hear this. You probably were streaming, right?
Yeah.
Remember when Tyler Shuck fumbled the ball and it was covered by the offensive lineman?
Yeah.
Well, I saw that, everybody else saw that, but these announcers
Said Titans got it.
because we're about to go to the commercial and they're like, and it's Jaguars football, and I was like going to the kitchen. I'm like, what? That's not. I just saw the offensive lineman fall on the football, so now it's that commercial. I'm like, how did this dude not recover the ball? I mean, I don't understand. So then they come back to the commercial, and then I see the Saints off, the punt team on the foot. I'm like, okay, the offensive lineman did recover the ball. Thank you, Jesus. Whatever. So what happened was these three idiots in the booth, they saw, the fumble. They didn't see who recovered it, but they saw the punt team coming on, so thought that they was changing the, like the offense is coming on and our defense is coming on. So they said, Jaguars football. I mean,
Jaguars.
show how stupid they are. Anyway, then they tried to explain, well, see, what had happened is here's, now I see why the Saints kept, no, jerk. Everybody saw that. They were just trying to make excuses for why they called the wrong team. Anyway, that's my rant for the day.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching John O'Barnes' video when he was reacting to it, and yeah, I overheard the commentator saying Titans got it, and I'm like, okay, what? Huh? But yeah, I mean, honestly. But even if he didn't fumble the ball, it would probably be the same result because the dude punted the ball 17 yards right after that.
Yeah,
it's like,
after the punt, I was like, it didn't even matter. They could have just had it right there.
It's like, man, like you might as well have let the Titans recover at that point. 17. But yeah, anyways, back to these receivers. Kevin Austin Jr. 4 receptions for 52 yards, 13 yards reception, had a touchdown, first one of his career. Shout out to you. His longest reception was a 36-yard gain. Or at least I think that was his first touchdown of his career. I don't know, because they made because I think he got game ball, or because during the game they were I think giving him the ball or something. So I was assuming it's his first touchdown of his career. At least that's
yeah. It was.
Okay, so that's probably why they were giving him the ball. So yeah. Maliki Matavo, 2 receptions for 10 yards, 5 yards reception. Long reception was a 6-yard gain at 2 targets. Audric Estime, 1 reception for 4 yards, 4 yards reception. Long reception being a 4-yard gain and 1 target. So, do you have anything else to say about these receivers and Dante Pettis?
Well, I'll give Pettis a little slide. I mean,
I won't.
He doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes during his time. So I was just frustrated at the time. I told people to cut him, but don't cut him yet. All right, let's see what he got going forward. Anyway, but no, this receiver room, kind of like the running back room, what I just said. I mean, this is what we talk about when we say, okay, we know we're not going to be in the playoffs or whatever, but let's build for the future. Let's see what we got. Well, we're seeing what we got. Kevin Austin Jr. might be a good player. He shows up, he catches the ball when it's thrown to him, and that's good. And Chris Olave, sometimes he can act like a number 1 receiver, which he did yesterday. So that's good. And other than that, nobody else really showed up and showed out. But I mean, still 1 game to go. Who is Ronnie Bell? I mean, I see him on the depth chart. Where did we get him from? And when is he going to get the lineup?
Yeah, he was a free agent that we signed a few weeks ago. I think he actually made a tackle.
Special team guy, huh?
Yeah, I think he made a tackle because I saw him on defense. Speaking of defense, I'll get to that. The defense, which I have mixed feelings about after yesterday, but you know what? The defense, Alontae Taylor, 7 tackles, 2 assists, really should have had 3 interceptions, but the man literally had 2 or 3 interceptions in his palm, but
he was getting his hand on the ball. That's for sure.
But one of them, the man literally dropped, and that's weird because a lot of people will be, well, that's why you don't play a receiver. But I mean, he catches those balls before, so it's like he did against Carolina a few weeks ago. So, Kool-Aid McKinstry had 4 tackles, 2 assists. Chase Young, 3 tackles, 1 assist, 1.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and made Cam Ward his son. Jonas Sanker had 3 tackles. Quincy Riley, 3 tackles, 1 assist. Danny Stutzman, 3 tackles, 3 assists. John Ridgeway III, 2 tackles, 1 assist. Cameron Jordan, man, talk about rewinding the clock on these boys. Cameron Jordan, 2 tackles, 3 assists, 1 sack, and a forced fumble at the end of the game. Nathan Shepard, 2 tackles, 1 assist. Jonah Williams got 2 tackles, 1 assist, and a sack. Jonathan Bowler, 2 tackles, 1 assist. Justin Reed, 1 tackle, 1 assist. Chris Rumpf, the second, 1 assist. Devon Godchow, 2 assists. Carl Granderson, 1 assist. Demario Davis, 6 assists and half a sack. And yeah, how do you feel about this defense after yesterday?
Well, like you said, it was a mixed bag. I mean, early in the game, it seemed like we couldn't get the Titans off the field and was making Cam Ward look like a number 1 draft pick, first overall pick, which he was, but he hasn't looked like that this year. But he did in that first half. But okay, that's the bad. But the good news is not good news, but it seems like every big play that the Titans had is really due to busted coverage. I mean, that was like at least 2 plays I remember. Like, that's weird. Like two players guarding the tight end, leaving your boy DK wide open for a touchdown. And then there was another play similar to that. 2 players covering one, another guy down that sideline wide open for a touchdown. And there was that, and there was, of course, Kool-Aid trying to, strip the ball instead of tackling, which could have limited, a first down, but no, instead of just a first down, it's a big touchdown. So, I mean, eliminate those 3 plays. I mean, we probably limit the Titans to, 16 points or something. I don't know. But, I mean, some of the individual things, like Cam Jordan got a sack. Now he's got 9.5 this year. And like you said, kind of turning the clock back, because there was a time in his career, every year you could pencil him in for 10 sacks a year. It looks like, 1 more sack, you can get over that 10 sack threshold. And of course, Chase Young, that was just a man's play. That was like give me this ball, little dude. Give me this ball, little dude, and take it to the house. Well, he showed that athleticism that made him a first-round pick of the Washington Redskins some years back. So, mixed bag on defense this week.
Well, he was actually picked by the Washington football team when they were called the football team. But yeah. Connor said right in the comments, bro, all you did was to put in flag emojis, and then you put fruit emojis, and you're talking about some guy named Will Riley, and then you said some guy named Mitch got the game ball. And now you said, but I can't guess Los Angeles, so I have to say Denver instead, but nobody was talking about no Denver. So what do you want me to say? You are definitely Connor, I can say that. I know that. Yeah. So I don't know, 10 out of 10 for you being you. But yeah, the defense. Yeah, look, Alontae Taylor, he was shaky. I mean, he had a couple PBUs, I think 4 of them, but other than that, I mean, he had a couple interceptions that just dropped. And Kool-Aid McKinstry, he was getting cooked and toasted, but, he did make, he did make a play at the end of the game where he intercepted the ball, but he was out of bounds anyway, regardless. But, yeah, I mean, so Kool-Aid, it was, there was a lot of plays yesterday. It was like, Chase Young, that dude is a grown man. Like, remember when we were all talking about the Chase Young contract being terrible? And remember when we said trade Chase Young like halfway through the season? You remember that? Well, this is why some people have to pump the brakes. Because this man this season, and think about if he would have played a whole season. This man missed the first 5 games of the season. So just imagine if he played those 5 games, what his numbers could be. He has 7 sacks right now, 16 tackles, combined tackles, 12 assists, and even 2 forced fumbles. Just imagine if he played those first 5 games. Chase Young is on pace to have the most sacks of a single season in his entire career, and he missed the first 5 games. He has 7 sacks, which is second in his career, only behind his rookie year where he had 7.5. Connor said, because I love my dirty water. Oh, Boston, yeah, my game. You're my game. I don't even know what any of that means. But yeah, I mean, like defense, Riley was shaky as well. Sanker made some good tackles. P. Warner made a good tackle by the shoelace at some point during the game. And yeah, Cameron Jordan, I mean, we were talking about he might be done. Like last year, he was talking about retiring. We were talking about cutting him, and he's like, wait, no, I'm Cameron Jordan. And he was like, oh, and now we see, yeah, you're definitely Cameron Jordan, man. The man's a sack away from 10 sacks, man. The first time, this is, I think, the most sacks he's gotten in a single season since what, 2021, 2022, something like that.
2021, he got 12.5 sacks. Then 2022 was 8.5 sacks. So he hasn't got more than that since then.
Yeah. Connor said Cam Jordan probably going to retire after the season. Nah, he's not retiring after this year. Nah, he's going to run it back because he's like, wait, we're playing at a high level. We've won 4 in a row. We can make it like I think he even thinks like Cam Jordan has always been optimistic, even in our down years. So he's like, man, why can't we make a playoff run right now? Because like the Saints' winning window is now. The next 4 years, you got Chuck on a rookie deal before he turns 30. The winning window is now. Let's talk about the special teams. Kick returns. Dante Pettis, 4 returns for 97 yards, 24.2 yards return. Longest kick return was a 32-yard return. Evan Hull, 1 return for 29 yards, 29 yards return. Longest return being a 29-yard return. Punt returns, Dante Pettis had 2 returns for 22 yards, 11 yards return. Longest being a 17-yard return. And Charlie Smythe kicking the ball was 2 for 3, 66.7%. Longest field goal was a 57-yard field goal. Was 4 for 4 on extra points and scored 10 points. And Kai Kroger, Mr. 17-yard punt on the first punt of the freaking game, had 3 punts for 96 yards, 32 yards, a punt. Longest punt was a 41-yard punt. And Dad, before I ask you how you feel about the special teams unit, Connor has a question. Are the Saints the hottest team in football right now? Well, I can find that out right now. Hold up. Let's see who has the longest winning streak. Because the Saints are currently on a 4-game winning streak. I don't think that's the hottest, but, I will find it out. Hold up, y'all. Give me 1 second. So, bro, okay. So the Houston Texans are currently the hottest team in the league. As they are on the longest winning streak right now. So no. Hold up though. Mock draft database. Okay. But yeah, alright, Connor said he's down in Virginia. That's nice. But yeah. But yeah, so the Houston Texans are currently the hottest team. But Dad, I have a question for you. How do you feel about the special teams unit?
I feel good. You know why I feel good?
What?
Because my boy, Kyle Kroger, kicked a 17-yard punt. I think I can kick a 17-yard punt. So if I ever need a job, I think I can go kick in the NFL and kick some 17-yard punts. What'd you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but anyway, Charlie Smythe, not Smith, hit a couple big kicks, 56 and 57-yard, I believe. Did miss one a little closer. But, yeah, that happens. He's still showing consistency and long range, which is good for the future. We know he's got that in his bag. Hopefully he cleans up the little shorter kicks, and then we'll be all right.
Yeah. Connor said to read the whole comment. Okay. I'm down in Virginia, high in the mountains, going down the mighty river across Western. Good for you. Okay. You happy now? Did I satisfy you? But yeah, it's just insane right now. The Saints, imagine telling somebody like anybody who knows what football is, imagine telling them, yo, you know, the Saints ain't going to lose a game this December. What would you tell them?
I would tell them, yeah, you're right. Who that? I mean, we ain't gonna lose. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I got yeah, I know we're probably like long past this, but these are the teams currently. Well, Connor said, get down, turn around, move around, boot, scoot, boogie. Okay. All right. Well, these are all the teams that are on a winning streak right now. The Giants on a 1-game winning streak, not higher than 4. Let's see. The Browns are on a 1-game winning streak, not higher than 4. Saints obviously on their 4-game winning streak. The Bengals on a 2-game winning streak, not higher than the Saints. The Falcons on a 2-game winning streak, not higher than the Saints. Dolphins on a 1-game winning streak, not higher than the Saints. Cowboys on a 1-game winning streak, not higher than the Saints. Ravens on a 1-game winning streak, not higher than the Saints. The Vikings are on a 4-game winning streak, so they're with the Saints. Let's see. The Eagles are on a 3-game winning streak, not higher than the Saints. Texans on an 8-game winning streak, which is higher than the Saints. The Jaguars on a 7-game winning streak, which is higher than the Saints. So now that puts the Saints, so now they're 4th. 49ers on a 6-game winning streak. Patriots on a 2-game winning streak. The Broncos on a 1-game winning streak, and the Seahawks on a 6-game winning streak. So let's count these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the Saints are currently the 4th or 5th highest, or the 4th. So they're basically tied for the 4th hottest team in the NFL right now with the Minnesota Vikings at 4 wins in a row. And that's just crazy to me. But anyways, let's get back to this. Sorry. Yeah, Kyle Kroger, though. I earlier in the week, well, last week, said, honestly, I'm surprised Kyle Kroger wasn't a nomination for the Pro Bowl. Now I see why he wasn't. But yeah, speaking of that, you saw nobody from the Saints got a Pro Bowl nod. It's all right. Tyler Shuck's going to get one eventually. But yeah, let's talk about these Tennessee Titans, our opponents on Sunday. Cameron Ward, 21 for 40, 251 yards, 2 touchdowns, was sacked both times, had an 88.6 rating. Connor said, past the city limit sign, and there's a hanky tonk. All right, so Connor said Titans were good night. 9 p.m. Yes, they were. They were definitely good night. They definitely, they probably wanted to go to bed that early. But Cam Ward, how do you feel about Cam Ward yesterday?
Like I said, when you blow coverages, Cam Ward can push the ball down the field and look pretty good. But all in all, I mean, his numbers were just all right. I mean, he's just a little bit over 50% completions. Average about 6 yards a play, which is, really dinking and dunking and check down Charlie. So he didn't do. He didn't blow your mind with some great play yesterday. He had a couple miracle plays, but it's basically because of bad tackling and blown coverages. But if you play these receivers tight, like he did a few times, he wasn't accurate with the football.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Ward, I will say he did impress me a little bit. Like, he can make highlight plays. If the Titans build around him, he's kind of in the Tyler Shuck boat. Like, is Shuck better than Ward right now? Absolutely. But Cam Ward, I mean, I will say this, that Ward is probably flashier than Tyler Shuck because of all the Mahomes type of plays they be making. Like, on the play that didn't count on 4th down, I mean, that was just insane. The fact that he even threw that ball was insane to me. But, yeah, I mean, and that's what you get out of Cam Ward. Like, he does that type of stuff. But he's just not, he's a rookie. It's kind of hard to evaluate a rookie. But, I mean, Tyler Shuck, I mean, he's winning. Like, there is no doubt in my mind. Like, Shuck, I think, clinched Rookie of the Year. Like, there's no way you're giving it to anybody, especially not the quarterback. But yeah. And also, do you think Tyler Shuck could possibly be the most improbable Rookie of the Year of all time?
Could be.
Because, like, I mean, the last time a player outside of the top 10 even won Offensive Rookie of the Year was in 2017 when the Saints' Alvin Kamara won the award. And, I mean, and a lot of people say, well, Dak Prescott, I mean, he won Rookie of the Year in 2016. I mean, yeah, but look at who he had. He had Ezekiel Elliott. He had Dez Bryant. He had all those guys. Like, who is Chris Olave to Dez Bryant? Like, Dez Bryant, like, he may have not finished his career as one of the best. Like, a lot of people forget. Dez Bryant was one of them ones. He was one of them ones back then. But, yeah, and then you have Jason Witten, too. So, yeah, I mean, Dak was set up pretty nice. But, yeah. So, I think Tyler Shuck, if he wins the award, which I think he will do that, especially since Tyler Shuck didn't even start week 1 through week 8. And also, Dak Prescott, he started week 1. Now, he wasn't supposed to start week 1, but he did. And Tyler Shuck didn't start till mid-season. So, he's doing, like, he gave every single rookie quarterback half a season to make their mark. And then Shuck's like, well, it's my turn? I bet. Sorry. Start swinging the peel. Let's talk about the Titans' run game, man. Tony Pollard, 18 carries for 85 yards, 4.7 yards a carry, as long as it was a 25-yard run. Entering the game, Pollard was on a 3-game, 100-yard run streak that ended yesterday. Cameron Ward, 2 carries for 10 yards, 5 yards a carry, as long as it was a 5-yard gain. Chimere DK had 1 carry for 7 yards a carry, as long as it was a 7-yard gain. Khalil Mullings, 1 carry for 4 yards, 4 yards a carry, as long as run being a 4-yard gain. And Tajay Spears didn't really do anything. He had 6 carries for 2 yards, 0.3 yards a carry, as long as run was a 1-yard gain. So how do you feel about the Titans' run game versus the Saints' run defense?
I think it goes to like what we were saying about difference between the first half and the second half. First half, it looked like Pollard was on his way to a net 100-yard gain. But somewhere in the second half, we made those adjustments where running was a lot harder, and they didn't, it wasn't as successful as it was early in the first half for them. And that's due to this coaching staff's willing to adjust at halftime, where our previous coaching staffs were not.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, the run game for Tennessee was gassing us in the first half, and the second half came around, and Pollard was shut down. I mean, Tajay Spears, the man had 4 more carries than he had rushing yards. So it's like, the Saints' run defense was coming up big. Talk about the Titans receivers. Chimere DK had 4 receptions for 55 yards, 13.8 yards of reception. The longest reception being a 38-yard gain and had 5 targets. Chigozie Okonkwo had 3 receptions for 55 yards, 18.3 yards of reception, had a touchdown on that Mickey Mouse Looney Tunes looking play. He had 40. His long reception was 43-yard target or reception and had 7 targets. Van Jefferson had 3 receptions for 46 yards, 15.3 yards of receptions, longest reception being a 27-yard gain, and was under 3 targets. Alec Iomanner had 4 receptions for 37 yards, 9.2 yards of reception, 1 touchdown, longest reception being a 14-yard gain, and had 7 targets. Mason Kinsey, 1 reception for 34 yards of reception, the longest reception being a 34-yard gain, had 1 target. Connor said, how 8 MG comments Fozy. Tony Pollard, 2 receptions for 10 yards, 5 yards of reception. Long reception was a 10-yard gain and had 2 targets. David Martin Robinson, 1 reception for 9 yards, 9 yards of catch. Long reception was a 9-yard gain and had 1 target. James Prochet II, 1 reception for 5 yards, 5 yards of reception. 5 yards was his longest and had 5 targets. Gunnar Helm, 1 reception for 1 yard, 1 yard of reception. Long reception being a 1-yard gain, had 2 targets. And Tajay Spears, they just got worse in the receiving game. Tajay Spears had 1 reception for -1 yard. -1 yard of reception. -1 yard was his longest, and it had 2 targets. So, Just not a fun day if you were Tajay Spears or a fan of Tajay Spears or a family member of Tajay Spears. So how do you feel about the Saints defense against the receiving game?
I mean, none of these guys really scare you. Yeah. But, a couple of big plays came, like I said, on busted coverages and that, like you say, Mickey Mouse Looney Tune play. But take away, 3 plays, and this receiving core, this offense, didn't really do much.
Yeah, Connor said the feel good Rezugla. Titans defense. Titans receivers. I don't know why I said defense. Titans receivers. Look, they busted our defense a couple times. Like on that one play before the half, Justin Reed, if he doesn't commit that pass interference ball, the Saints have a good chance to go score and take the lead and then they get the ball out of half. But you get the PI call. Titans just ran out the clock and then scored a touchdown with 13 seconds left. So if that doesn't happen, the Saints really could have blew the doors off of Tennessee if they wanted to. But sloppy football. But you know what? I'm glad we won this way because the Saints proved that they didn't need to score. That they didn't need 5 turnovers to win the game. They didn't need the quarterback to just have a meltdown to win this game. Look at all the Saints wins. This is why this is my favorite win. Look at the Saints wins. The Giants game, you needed 5 turnovers to win. The Panthers game, you need Bryce Young to melt down. The Buccaneers game, you needed Mika Igbokwe to drop a wide open touchdown pass. The second Panthers game, you needed them to blow a 10-point lead. And you needed them to commit a penalty at the end of the game. And the Jets game, you needed them to be the Jets. Now for the Titans, it was a team effort, man. This is probably my favorite win because not only was it resilient, but they if Dante Pettis doesn't fumble the ball, if Charlie Smythe doesn't miss the field goal, that's 44 points. And if you don't commit PI, the Titans lose 7 points, and let's say you get a field goal there. Well, guess what, buddy? It's 47-19. So the Saints really could have blew the doors off Tennessee. This game had no reason being as close as it was, but it was, and because of Tyler James Shuck. Connor said by the Smarties. Yep, and then he just put a turkey leg emoji. So, okay. I don't know. But yeah, let's talk about the Titans defense, man. Cedric Gray had 9 tackles, 3 assists. Kendall Brooks, 4 tackles, 1 assist. Kamon Hall had 4 tackles and a forced fumble. Daryl Baker Jr., 4 tackles, 1 assist. Jeffrey Simmons had 4 tackles, 3 assists, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. And also had a monstrous hit at some point in the third quarter against Estime. That I think he's probably going to get fined for that. You know why? Because the NFL is a big soft tissue league now. Jalen Harrell had 3 tackles, 1 assist, and half a sack. Amani Hooker, 2 tackles. Khair Elam had 2 tackles and 1 fumble recovery. Devondre Sweat, 1 tackle, 3 assists. Cody Barton, 1 tackle, 2 assists. Arden Key had 1 tackle, 1 assist. Jihad Ward had 1 assist. James Lynch, 1 assist and half a sack. Tremont Jones, 1 assist. Sebastian Joseph Day had 1 assist. Connor said before everything and after. So how do you feel about the Titans defense yesterday?
Well, the Titans D, to start the game and most of the first half, they pretty much controlled the game in the first half. They was getting the Saints off the field. We couldn't run the ball. They was getting pressure on the quarterback. They got that one turnover. Well, it wasn't a turnover. Our offensive line jumped on it. But they did force that fumble and, forced us to kick it down the field for 17 yards. And, yeah, so they were doing their thing in the first half. But then the second half happened. And, we made the proper adjustments. And the defense started getting gashed. We started getting wide open guys right in the middle, pretty much like Juwan Johnson, had a big game, I thought. And Kevin Austin Jr. showed up. And so, yeah, we took it to them in the second half, that's for sure. And they looked like they was getting worn out at the end of the game.
Most definitely. I think Cedric Gray for the Titans defense had a great game, but other than that, everybody else was like, hey, I'm just a player getting paid to exist. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, their secondary was like baked beans on a Thursday night. Like it was just just baked. It's like they couldn't cover.
I like baked beans, man. I like it.
I do too, but it's like that they ain't the main course. I know that.
No.
Connor said I'm doing byway, drive my way. But yeah, the Titans defense, they were just there for the vibes. Chris Olave cooked them, so it was like
He cooked the baked beans.
Yep.
And
Titans
turkey leg.
Yeah. Titans special teams. Chimere DK had one kick return for 33 yards. 33 yards return, longest return being a 33-yard return. Chimere DK had one punt return for 7 yards. 7 yards return, longest being 7 yards. Joey Sly was 4 for 4, 100%. Longest was a 58-yard field goal. Was 2 for 2 on extra points and scored 14 points. And Johnny Hecker had 3 punts for 151 yards, 50.3 yards a punt, 1 touchback. Longest punt was a 61-yard punt, 17-yard punt. And Connor says it's time to make some noise. Well, trust me, we are making some noise because we are shucking tonight.
Woo,
but yeah,
shuck, baby.
Yep. So how do you feel about the Titans special teams unit?
Well, they didn't do anything, especially in the punt and kickoff return game. It was made clear that, Kellen Moore wanted the kickers to punt, away from, DK specifically. And so they had him going side to side and kicking over his head, making sure he didn't return a whole lot of kicks. And, that worked for the most part. So it didn't, we had a good game plan. We executed it, and, they didn't do anything special.
Yeah, I mean, Joey Sly had a great game. I think, I don't know if, bro, there was 4 field goals yesterday, 2 by both teams, 2 by both kickers made over 50 yards. So it's like, it's.
I think these kickers are on steroids myself.
Man, I wish Blake Griffin took them steroids.
Than I've seen before. And straighter. I mean, they really good. So when you see a kicker miss a couple kicks like Groupie, you gotta wonder, what's going on with this dude, and you gotta cut him and bring somebody else in here because kickers make kicks in the NFL.
Yep, they get paid to do it. Connor said El Manor. He is a guy that plays for the Titans, even though he sounds like a guy from a Dr. Seuss. Even though he sounds like a Dr. Seuss character, yeah, he does play for the Titans. But yeah, Saints 423 total yards, 320 passing yards, 103 rushing yards, 8.1 yards per play, 16 first downs, 5 for 11 on third down, ran 52 total plays, allowed 2 sacks, punted the ball 3 times, committed 6 penalties for 84 yards, lost a fumble, had the ball for 28 minutes and 19 seconds, had 37 tackles, was 2 for 3 on field goals, and they were 2 for 2 inside of the red zone. Titans, 336 total yards, 228 passing yards, 108 rushing yards. They averaged 4.7 yards per play. They picked up 18 first downs. They were 5 for 15 on third downs, 2 for 3 on fourth downs. They ran 72 total plays. They allowed 4 sacks, punted the ball 3 times, had 4 penalties for 35 yards. They lost a fumble. They had, kind of. They had the ball for 31 minutes and 41 seconds. Made 35 tackles. They were 4 for 4 on field goals and 1 for 2 inside of the red zone. Do you have anything else to say about anything?
Saints won the game, bro. That's what I got to say. We won the game 4 in a row. Who that?
Yeah.
Can't even whistle, but that's how good we are.
Yep. Season finale is this Sunday at 12 o'clock, as it was announced last night. We'll be taking on the Atlanta Falcons for one last, hopefully, victory. Even if Atlanta sweeps us, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So, but yeah. Connor said Cyclops rocks. Okay. So yeah, Saints got the win. Titans 3-13. They're at the bottom of their division. Saints are 6-10, and if Atlanta loses tonight, then next week could determine who finishes. Well, no, if the Saints win, against Atlanta, then we could finish second in the division. Maybe that could be the same with Atlanta. Maybe, I don't know. But Saints have a bro. Imagine telling somebody in the month of October that the New Orleans Saints would finish second in the NFC South after starting 2-10. That's crazy. Yep. I mean, even in the Super Bowl year, we didn't win all of our games in December. And they Tyler Shuck, he's shucking right now. All the Saints gotta do is win, baby. Just win one more game against Atlanta. You go 7-10. Tyler Shuck brings home Offensive Rookie of the Year. Guys come here. You draft well. Saints do the Super Bowl next year. But yeah, shout out to Connor and Jerry for hopping in the chat. Dad, where can they find you?
On Mic'd Up YouTube page and on Hurricane Mike Show every week.
Yeah, you can also find me here at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Keeping It Real Who That Sports Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you don't miss another upload. And Dad, we're going to leave them as always with a Who Dat. And don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcon fan because they gave her cousin that bag.
They did do that, man. I don't know why, but they did do that.
It's a girl's bag.